Hi there, it's Jennifer Mitchell-Early popping in with a public service announcement on completing the census and voting early. I've heard people say they're just taking account. It's not that big of a deal. It's a very big deal. Let me show you why it's critical that you be counted by completing the census. The United States Census is the count that is mandated by the Constitution and conducted by the U.S. Census Bureau, a nonpartisan government agency. The 2020 census counts the population in the United States and 5 U.S. territories: Puerto Rico, American Samoa, the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands, Guam, and the U.S. Virgin Islands. It is conducted every 10 years. You might be wondering, what is the big deal? Why should it matter to me? The census provides critical data that lawmakers, business owners, teachers, and many others use to provide daily services, products, and support for you and your community. Every year, billions of dollars in federal funding goes to hospitals, fire departments, schools, roads, and other resources based on census data. In addition, the census data determines boundaries of local schools, voting and legislative districts, helps your community better understand the needs of its residents, that's you, and helps with other research initiatives. Local governments stand to lose the most if their community members go uncounted. USA Today estimates that the 2020 census count will be used to distribute more than $860 billion in federal funding. Know the facts. The census does not ask if you or anyone in your home is a U.S. citizen. Everyone living in the U.S. is counted in the census, whether they are a citizen or not. Your census information is protected by Title 13 of the U.S. Code. Your answers can't be used against you to impact your eligibility for government benefits. Your answers are only used to create statistics about our country. The 2020 census does not ask for your religion, political affiliation, or income. The census is not tied to voter registration. Individuals' records are ultimately transferred from the Census Bureau to the National Archives and Records Administration, which releases the information to the public 72 years after it's collected. To get additional information and set the record straight on the 2020 census, visit https://2020census.gov/en/events/rumors.html. There are 3 ways that you can respond to the 2020 census: online, by phone, and by mail. You can respond to the 2020 census online by visiting my2020census.gov today. If you are responding online, please note that you cannot save your progress and that you must complete the census in one sitting. The quickest way to respond to the 2020 census is online with your census ID, which easily links your response with your address. This ID can be found on the letter or questionnaire you receive from the Census Bureau. If you have not received anything from the Census Bureau, you can still respond online without your census ID. Visit the online form and select Start Questionnaire. Below the ID field, choose a link that says, "If you do not have a census ID, click here." The 2020 census can be completed by phone in the below languages. For English and Spanish, customer service representatives are available every day from 7 a.m. to 2 a.m. Eastern Time on the following phone lines: English for 50 states and Washington, D.C., 844-330-2020. Spanish for 50 states and Washington, D.C., 844-458-2020. Not listed, English for Puerto Rico residents, 844-418-2020. Spanish for Puerto Rico residents, 844-426-2020. and for telephone display device 844-467-2020. Visit https://2020census.gov to find out the non-English and non-Spanish language hours of operation and phone numbers. The census can be completed by mail. When responding, use blue or black ink to fill in the questionnaire. Do not use a pencil. When finished, return the questionnaire in the envelope provided. If you have lost your return envelope, please mail your completed questionnaire to U.S. Census Bureau, National Processing Center, 1201 East 10th Street, Jeffersonville, Indiana, 47132. The deadline for responding to the 2020 U.S. Census is September 30th, 2020. According to ABC News, at this point in the process, the Census Bureau is tasked with reaching approximately 4 out of 10 households in the country that have not already responded online or by mail, a process that has been partially delayed due to the coronavirus pandemic. Voting and filling out the census questionnaire are the first steps to effecting lasting change. They are actions we can take today to ensure our families get the representation, money, and ultimately the power we deserve. Now that we've committed to completing the census today, what's your voting plan? Are you voting by mail, in person early, or at the polls on Election Day? When does early voting begin in your state? To ensure that you have a plan for voting, I've included the link to the vote plan template provided by voteplan.us in the description. Share your voting plan below.